All right, guys, got the chat open as well. Give me 1 second here. We're going to start looking at a few things. I think we need to take advantage of this day and not be afraid of this day. So I'm going to go ahead and share this with you guys here. Let me move this just a little bit. And let's see here. There we go. There's a lot of volume. Make sure I tell my stock tweets homeboys too as well. Got a lot of people on here that have loyally followed me for a long time. It's the least I can do for them. So jump on there and let the Facebook crew know. This is a lot of times where I'm going to be going live in the Think Tank channel as well on here. So I'm going to make sure that they see this one here. Want to make sure the bit rate and everything is running quickly for you guys. So I'll jump down here and we'll do one last one. It seems like it's doing fine though. All right, we should be good to go. So I'm going to show you guys a couple setups that I'm going to be watching. Let me close this other screen out so I can see your guys' chat. And you can chat right here. That way I can see you guys while I'm looking at the charts at the same exact time. A lot of times in the past, I couldn't see what you were asking me. So this makes it very easy to do that way. I'm going to jump back over in the Discord for just a second. Makes it just a little bit easier. So VISL. All right, VISL just got news. Ripping right now. 198 to 215. For Moreno, might get a fib pull on this. Check that out if you are watching this. So I'm going to look to be snagging this thing right at about 203 if I can get it. That'll be a nice little break point on the day. This did get some news and volume just now. So let's check this thing out and see whether this is going to bounce at. Right now, all volume straight up and then all selling volume to the downside. So if you want to scalp this, jump in at 204, 205 range. Just hit 207. You can take a shot at it now. Set your stop losses even at about, $2 or $2 even should do the trick. And then you're good to go. I think this is going to push towards 230. So in at 207. If you are live on this one, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to jump over and post it in the link or not. Might be one of those things that you're just gonna have to trade live with me. So I got 206.5 in my other screen. So 206.5. We'll see if this holds. It's probably gonna chop sideways for a little bit. Then it'll lose its volume, and this was the only spike on it, or this will end up wedging and breaking higher. So let's see what the news that just dropped on it was. Let's see. It doesn't even show up yet. So limited people know about this news so far. This can definitely push from this 206. So should be up already on it. RSI volume is wide open on it. 206 to 211. 210. Can't hear anything. Okay. That is very strange. Let me make sure that I can check this out then. Make sure that I can check this out then. No, I'm definitely muted so I can't hear myself, but you should be able to hear. Let me check. Can everyone else hear? My microphone is 100% set up. Let's see here. Because I can hear myself if I were to go just like this, as you can hear on the echo. So, because I can hear myself. So it definitely should have audio coming through. I can double check for you on this. And yeah, Yeti Classic for the auxiliary. I can change it and make sure that it's on, all my auxiliaries. That way, just in case. But should have been fine on just that one. 206 to 212. If we can break this 215, we're gone on this one. So right here, 204 to 26, 213, 216. I bought 1,000 shares, so not a huge gain yet. I'm going to set my stop loss at entry at 206. So I think that it can push higher than that. A lot of people haven't even got news on this yet, so. Okay, the audio was on your end, so let me switch that back then. Sorry about that. Alright, hopefully that changed the audio a little better. That had it going through mini auxiliary port, so sorry about that, guys. Andrew Cooper, let me know if it does sound better at that range. Okay, cool. Well, I actually have this Yeti thing I'll show you after this day trade that actually we can make it sound even a lot better than this. It's just something that I've been toying with. They're all new to me, every bit of this is. So the microphone is that Yeti, and it's got a lot of features on it, make it sound really cool. So 206 to 212, I'm up $60 on it so far. I'm looking for a nice clean break. If we can break this 215, man, this thing can really go. You look at the 30-minute on this can go a lot higher, a lot quicker. So looking for this 215 break, 213.8. This was the first pump on it. So far, it's still wide open, so it's still getting a lot of volume. We get a 215 break, this thing's going to go higher. So just got rejected at the 215, trying to hold it. We'll see if it retests here in a minute and breaks out on this thing. We can definitely push, though, if we can. So you should be in at 206 right now live. 215, still can't break it yet. Make sure you set your stop loss at even if you did take this trade. I'm going to do some higher volume intraday trades today since the market is down. We're just going to scalp for some money today, man, and average in with our gains from scalping into some long-term plays that we know are going to do well live, and that we're going to average down on some great companies at a discount. So 213, 214.
MAGS, Magal Security, Star Technologies, declares a $48 cash distribution. That's
Micah Alco, Golf Sandy. All right, guys, take 50% out at 213. Go ahead and take all your position out on this except for 20%. Set your stop loss even. We're going to move over to max. Yeah, this one's ripping. Just had a break point at 490. 513 is going to be another break point on the daily. So this is 516 would be a major break. Can push to 555 and higher, but that is a pretty big move. I don't know that I would go too far with this one, but this one did have a nice trend line on it. This was a stock that I was not aware of personally. Never really traded it, but I kind of wish I did. This chart setup looks awesome. It looks like most of the stocks that I'm getting you into now. And Greg, no worries, man. No big deal at all. This is all still just kind of testing and, getting everything set up. That way you guys have better picture quality and sound quality. But you can see this. 592, test, and then a consolidation and a break. This is what we look for. And at the time when we're at these levels, say from 495 all the way down to, 411, it doesn't feel when you're down here after it's been bleeding for weeks that you're going to get a breakout. But I'm telling you guys, 10 years of doing this every single day, watching every single move every stock is made. I'm telling you right now, these levels typically hold and they push and break, all right? Not every single one, but most of them do. So VISL also just broke out on us from that 206. We're at 217, 15 break now. We're at 217 and pushing. So hopefully you guys did snag this. Only have a 20% position left, which is just 200 shares for me, but if this can push a little higher, even better. All right. I am watching Roblox still for an end of the day trade. Now this one lost support here. That's why I cut it on that first spike this morning. As you can see right here is where we bought it. And then we had one run. I was okay with this bounce because it held support and the RSI was still strong. But once it reached this level and I seen this MACD cross at the downside here, I went ahead and set my stops even on this thing. Could have trimmed for a profit, but we did lose this daily support and it came to 79.25. Looking at the 30-minute chart on it, we have support at 77.65. So I would love to get this range down here. Its original break level. Let me get Roblox down here. We'll see what it does at earnings today. That's the only reason I really wanted it, was a run into earnings. I mean, this is a very popular stock. So, and I did have a guy ask me, he said, he can't see the screen well. You guys can make this full screen, just like this, okay? If you want a full screen view of this, you can do so. So just hit it just like that, and more than fine on it, okay? But Roblox didn't make the move. VISL lost its gain quick. So on these high runners on the day, man, you got to trim up extremely fast. So already back to right at its break point, 215. So hopefully you can hold above that. But you do see the volume kind of leaving it and some selling volume coming in there. So if you want to take a quick 206 to 215 scalp trade, you can. I'm going to go ahead and set my stops even and see if this can run even higher. I've already took 80% out. It was a small profit, but from 206 to 215, a quick $100, I'll take that, on a down day. They do add up after time. Okay. So mags, let me go ahead and clear this whole chart out. I was showing you long-term levels on this. This was 512 for our push. So our first major support is 456. We're not making it back down there. 481.2. All right, so this thing looks like it's going to get more volume on the day as well. Has a short float of 13.31 million and relative volume 11.31. So does have strong volume on it. 492. This can easily push back to its 512. If we break this 512, just like Visalink over here, this one can definitely push higher as well. But I would wait to try, if you didn't already snag this on the first dip, at potentially 481.5. One red candle could bring it there. It's still wide open for a scalp play. This thing has a ton of volume on it. It might make a quick little bull flag on the day. We'll see how this one works out. We'll see if this thing ends up flagging or if it just holds this support right here in the middle. But either way, this will consolidate. Look at the 5 minute, it's not much there. Just got news and just kind of bursts it up. But I am going to show you guys news right when it comes up. And give me 1 second and grab my drink. Get a big old nice strong cup of coffee. That way we can power hour all the way into the end of the day and make some money today. All right, James. Yeah, thank you. The screen should be pretty clear. I think there's a few adjustments that I can make over in OBS over here that'll make it a little more clear. I have a very powerful graphics card and a processor, so I don't think I have them at max settings. There's a very fine line between max settings and max performance, so just wanted to make sure that it's going to be a little bit of both. That way it doesn't lag or anything on you guys. So 5 minute chart on Roblox. It looks like, let's check this out here. We'll go to this other chart. So for the most part, it's held this lower end at 79.57. Did briefly lose that. Looks like it's going back up to reclaim it now. We'll see if it holds it for the rest of the day. For me, if this gets volume going into power hour, I think that we can get all the way to 81.68 and possibly $82 if we get a power hour run into earnings. Roblox is typically a more volatile stock. It normally runs a little quicker than this, but not so much today. Today been very like the NASDAQ, just kind of down and sideways. All right, you look at the three indexes, SPY 33, NASDAQ was down like 1.5 at one point in time, so at least it made a bounce off these levels, which is what you're seeing in most NASDAQ stocks right now. Once you got this triple bottom down here near this 14,610, you can pretty much pull up any NASDAQ stock and you get this bottomed out, and it's kind of a small uptrend on the day. Nothing crazy. Visalink is still holding near this level, but we do have a 1 minute MACD cross to the downside. 5 minute is still open. If more news comes in, or people hear of the news quicker, this could still get one more push over this 217 is going to be the new high and break. So it's at 215.9 at 217 now. And I'm still holding 20% of this. Just break 217 at 218. So I'm going to trim 10 more percent at this level. I'm going to hold 10% with my stop break even. And I'm going to let that thing ride out until it stops out or it pushes higher. All right. Let me delete this chart. So for mags, this one right here is going to be what we're looking for support. Hasn't lost it yet, but it looks like it wants to turn down. It got volume just for a moment. 444 to 512. If it holds this, you possibly can get an easy scalp on this. Probably 480 to 496. And I know that doesn't seem like a lot for you guys, but you got to understand, people with larger accounts, if you buy 1,000 shares at, let's say 444 and it goes to 544, that's a quick $1,000 gain on something that consolidates.
Revenue increased $500,000 or 54%. Loss of it says basic and diluted net loss per share improved by 13 cents, and net loss of 17 cents per share.
Yeah, Roblox is getting a small push off that 79.25. We're back to 78. I would really like to break this 80.59. This is going to be a really key area for this stock right here. If we can come up and break this and hold it, then we can push all the way through 82. I personally believe that it was going to get volume going into close. Close is right here. There's still a lot of time. This could very well come all the way back to daily low, but typically popular stocks going into earnings as the Nasdaq's turning, they do like to turn. Google, see, nice this bounce. And what you hear in the background, guys, is just the scanner. I have my own TradingView scanners as well as TradeStation. If you guys have not seen TradeStation, I can show you what it looks like on here. Actually, I would have to exit some of my other screens on it, but it's linked to TradingView anyway, so I can trade right off of this if I wanted to through TradeStation right here. Just been kind of messing around with this one, haven't used it too much, but this algo has been pretty rock solid. So all right, so I'm watching PaySafe, guys. This is one that I just called out in Webull. It is a YOLO play. It only cost $8. We got 5 of them. Got a sell signal, all the way up here, but it's testing that moving average right now. And this is on the 1 minute too, by the way. You look at the 1 hour, and I bet you it's going to have a few bars down here to where it's showing potential buys. Yeah, right here and here. So this one right here sold off heavily today, and a lot of people always ask, why does the stock get good news and sell off? So the question for that is the same thing that AMD did, right? When AMD announced that they were going to have an acquisition, it sold off immediately. Typically, it's because the amount that they're buying the other company for is immediately going to take away from their cash reserves and their value. So it works inversely normally, And in the long run, though, it ends up working out in the better. So you see AMD when they first decided that they were going to merge or buy out, or sometimes they'll just do partial buyouts of other companies. You know, these things get hurt at first, but now AMD done hit old all-time high. So, you know, when that news was announced back here, it sold off pretty sharply and ended up holding its long-term support. You guys know I'm a huge fan of these long-term support levels, and all you literally had to do was buy at long-term support and give it the allotted time that it needed. So, you know, Mags, yeah. I don't know if Moreno's in her or not. Yeah, Mags was definitely getting some volume. So let's see where we're at on this now. It hasn't lost the level. So this is definitely going to be 481.7. Only 7 cents up if you bought the support. Not really liking the volume now. Seems like the volume's fading on it. So if it were to lose this, I would set a stop loss just under it. I would not let this take me down quickly. This stock can move extremely fast, okay? Visalink hit 221 off our 206, so should give you a decent gain on that one there. Roblox just hit almost $80, sold off, been choppy all day, so you know, this one's just been chopping around. It hasn't had any major momentum or anything. Context Logic, this one sold off a ton. It did have a decent support level that I was watching for, which was right around the 759 range. But with earnings or whatever the news was yesterday that dropped this off, definitely got crushed on it. So let's see what the unusual option was. It is a $9 call, and this is for 917. So open interest 13,000. That's not a ton of open interest. I'm not sure why that would make unusual options, maybe for that stock in particular, but I could show you a stock that's a lot higher than that. You can look at Nokia, and you know it's open interest 35,000 just for August 20th. You know, a lot higher than that. If you go into January of 2022, it's the highest in the entire stock market, which is at 345,000 open interest on this thing. So that's a $10 call for Nokia. Nokia has just been slowly uptrending. We have $5 calls on it. We've been in for a while, just been slowly uptrending off this bottom. Me and Emily bought it right here after the big run, and we had it here for this big run. AMC as well. So Mags, we're getting a little push. Just keeping you updated on this one. Just popped to 509 off this 480. So you should be up on this if you grab that bottom. 512 is going to be the break. Just hit 509. I'm looking to see if we get a 512 break on this off this support. So what I would try to do is get in at 480, and if you're not in, and then swing up for a potential break of 512. Now, this can very easily lose this level, guys, just to let you know. This is all hype. This is all day trade methods, but this is looking like it wants to try to push higher on it, okay? Visalink is holding its old break point so far, which was the 215 range right here. Still holding it up. Going back to Mags, we're at 502. Let's check the other chart here. go to the 1 minute, see it a little more clear, or we can go to our trading view, and I'll show you guys a much clearer picture of this thing. It goes down to the 1 second. So let's go ahead and pull this up right here. All right, and we'll just go like that, and we'll just switch back and forth through Webull. 504 for mags. So let's go to MAGS. It's the 1 minute chart, and the reason that it looks like this is because of the volume, right? I mean, there's little volume on this. It may show it, but this thing has hardly anyone trading it if you're to look at the real statistics. So far 482 to 508, and Visalink from 206 all the way to 221. So both of these would have been profitable so far on the day trades on this. Roblox came up towards almost 80. Hopefully it holds this 79.25. This is where I'm going to look at trying to get in on it for a quick day trade. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Trying to see what else has volume right now. Not a ton of stuff. Let's see. Looking at some Fibonacci and VWAP dips. Let's see. Walmart, Visalink, significant volume, which is over 4 million. But we're going to keep an eye on this play first for you guys and make sure that if anyone's in on this, I'm going to be able to get you out at a good scalp price.
BTX reiterates their buy rating and $45 price target.
NOAV, all right. All right, I'm watching this real quick, Moreno, for mags. Looks like it's about to break right now. So I want to see a break right here first of 509. Push towards that 512, and this thing might really gap up. Let's check out the daily on it. See what I mean? That 512 breaks, which is the high of the day today. Literally got rejected at 512 here. This on a daily chart, 512. So if we can break 512, we're definitely going higher on this. We're going towards 556. Maybe even higher than that. But this is a long-term resistance level here. So that's the reason I'm watching that, because this breaks 512. It can make a powerful move. The ISL, we still can see Roblox is almost all the way down to, looks like daily low now. So has support at 78.08. 79.25. So I would be watching for 78.04. Possible even YOLO play, but I'm actually going to be looking for. So if you did get 480, go ahead and move your stop for 50% of it at 490. Move the other 50% at 479 or 478. Give yourself a little bit of room under support. That way it doesn't come down to support, stop you out, then explode. But I think really most of this play is over. Now we're going to look at, unless it does break this 512 now, then it's definitely not over. NAOV. Oh, here we go. Just tested 512 again. At it right now. We'll see if it breaks this right this second. Just retested the daily high and the high on the daily chart dating back months. So This is a big level to get over for this stock if it's able to. Just broke it, 515. So you seen the volume come in. I'm checking my scanners now. 517, 518, 520. On the break, let's see if it holds the break. The break is breaks 512. Let's see if it holds 512 as the new support now, and then we can push from here. Maybe that was it. Maybe it had a small gap to 520, but I think that 512 could potentially hold as the new support. We consolidate again and push higher. The volume, relative volume, is 30.49, and it's got significant volume, ripping 528 now. So 480 to 529, 530. I would trim some if I were you. We didn't trim mags yet, just VISL. Mags, I would trim as high as you can. As soon as you see any green on this towards 530, take 50% out on that. Definitely don't let it lose 512, of course, which was the daily high off that 480. But 512 is the break point. Let's see if it holds this level. It still has room to go up. This thing's getting a lot of volume on the day. It's hitting all my scanners over on the right. 520, if you're really fast, you could have sold some about 527, 528. I don't know that you could have gotten 530 to the penny, but it's getting more volume as we speak. Uh, 33.44. So let's see if we get one more green bar right here on this. Looks like we are. I would set a sell limit for 50% at 525 to 528. Get rid of half of this and then set your stop loss at 512. That gives you enough room. This is going to be very volatile. You want to keep it, actually I would set it at 511, just right under the break point in case it does dip, but this can still rip on the day with all the volume that it's getting. Okay, you see it wasn't straight up from here, it went sideways, then the push, sideways, the push. It's probably going to go sideways for a little bit before it makes another push. That's just how stocks work. So definitely keep an eye on this thing. Let me check Moreno over here. I can see he's in the chat. See if anyone else has any questions. Yeah, has a very small float. That's why it just jumped to 530, back to 516. Still hasn't hit the break point yet on it. So you're not stopped out yet. But you know, as it was here, they like to go sideways at those levels. See how it went sideways here and here. They're not always just going to go straight up, but this break point of 512 is a long-term break, dating all the way back to May 7th. Okay, so that's a long time ago for this support. So this is likely going to act as new support since we did break this. So definitely going to be looking for this level to stay right here for this day trade. Roblox hit that 79.14, ripped all the way back to almost 80. You see how quickly this thing can move $1. Look at the 5-minute chart. happened quickly. Hit that 79.14. This is at, 14 just to 16. So 2 minutes, moved up $1, went all the way towards 80, all the way back to 79.40. This thing can move in a hurry, man. That's why I was trying to tell you, when we're back there at $80 and I was just looking for 82, wasn't going to take much. So far this level has held as the new support. Does look like it's consolidating. Just hit 526 again. So, if this gets more volume on such a low float, this thing can blast through 530 even, and go even higher. So hopefully you did grab my first support line right here at 480 to 484. So let's check and see what this one's going to do real quick. And I am going to put CLSK up there in the top. I definitely think this one's going to make a move today, as it already has been. Off my bottom, I drew the trend line for you guys today, where it was going to bounce at. We haven't moved these lines whatsoever. So this was the play I was looking for right here. Came down to it, fell it open, bounced directly off that 13.35. Now we're already back at $14. You look at the 5 minute, 13.35 moved nicely. 5 minute still looks strong, like it's going to trend into earnings, and I think it breaks earnings. So, we'll see what this one does for the day. I'm getting $15 calls on this thing. If you grabbed any this morning, they're up only about 20% or so. If you would have got it down here at the low, probably even higher. So check Roblox again. Really want a power hour play on this one. So ATVI. All right, we'll check that one out. Yeah, we actually averaged down this morning. I don't know if you've seen it, but this looks really great. You got a MACD cross on the 1 hour about to happen. You got a bottomed out day. You look at the 30 minute on this and the 5 minute. You can see where my bounce levels were. Emily averaged down here, hit the same level all day, and now we're pushing, and we're looking to push and test. So our main test is going to be getting over this 83.73. These pre-morning little quick spikes, I wouldn't really, can't say you can't count those, because that is a level that it hit, but a lot of volume right at 9:30. This is a level after a bounce, so I would look for this 83.74. Looks like we're slowly pushing up towards that right now. Clean spark towards 14. Nokia sideways. AMD looks like it can possibly bounce on the day. It's at 105. Looking pretty good for this trend line. Looks like we can just slow trend up on the day off that level. Mags is retesting right now, guys. 529, we break 530, and this thing can really go. So keep an eye on this one. VISL, lost it. Still got my support down there. We sold 90% of this already. Not worried at all. Now, I would be looking to start trimming this one. If you're in at 480, again, that's at 525 to 530. I don't know that it breaks this 530. So I would trim half your position up here, leave 50% just under this support level right here, which is going to be at about 510. Just for the remainder, just in case it does lose this support. This can definitely push. All right. You already seen it double test on that 530. look pretty good. Roblox getting a little bit of volume off that 79.14 again. All right, let's check the top gainers on the day. NOAV. No excuse for this, guys. Frank Moreno, he's been all over this stock all week long. If you guys go to his Discord, or our Discord, go to Moreno and Chan. They do a lot of fibs, and just look back at his last week. Look at this thing. NOAV, 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 all over. NOAV. You know, they've been all over it. NOAV needs to break 2.5. All right. Now you go over here and you see NOAV, and it had a great, perfect chart set up. Look at the 4 hour on this. Okay. Look at this. Consolidation, extreme consolidation, break of consolidation, a hold of the downtrend break, and a push, and now a potential retest to 443. And this thing can be parabolic. But he was all over it, and he played this one to a T perfectly. This level right here looks beautiful. That's one of the best looking consolidation patterns I've seen in a long time. So it looked absolutely fantastic. There you go. There's the mags. Get the buy at, let's see where the entry was on this one. 4.58. So we're at 523 right now. All right. So this one had a buy right at the cross of the moving average, held it, pushed it all the way. Here we go. I think we're getting our break. Give me 1 second. Yep, got our break. 531, 538 now. All right. So far, 483 to 531. Just hit 538, 527. Trim some position up here, maybe 25%. And then again, keep your stop loss just under this area. So that's 2 day trades now. I should have made a nice, quick 10, 15% on, you know, in the last 20 minutes or so. $530 was a daily high, just broke it. Let's see if 530 holds here as a daily high. I don't think so. I think it's going to come down a little bit. You look at the indicators on it, kind of looks like it wants to come down. To be honest with you, I would get at a lot of your position here, but keep some when you get this spike up towards 538. Maybe right here, trim 25%. But there's never a reason to sell all of your contracts at the same time or all of your equity at the same time. You never know how high something's going to go. I've seen a stock go from $4 to over $100 in one day because it got short squeezed. So, you know, make sure you don't make that same mistake of just cutting too early and selling a whole position at once. That's why you ease into one and you ease out of one. All right. This is Personify Investments too, just so you guys know. You know, I am a content creator on there, and I'll show you guys what they do here pretty soon. All all right, because their platform is pretty amazing. All right, so while we're waiting on this, set your stop loss at 511. Make sure you trim profit. Have a stop loss at 520. All right, for 25%. And then you should have already trimmed. Make sure you only have 25, maximum 50% left at this lower level here. Do not let this thing come back to your entry at 480. All right, this looks like it's got some juice left in it still. 534. Let's see if we can break 538 real quick before we take off from this one. I'm going to show you a longer term play here in a minute. But day trading, we can get you guys up to some quick plays real quick. All right. That way you can make some quick cash today if you guys want to jump in on some of those. All right. See what you guys are talking about over here.
BYND, Beyond Meat, that's registered with the trademark Beyond Milk. Bravo Yankee, November Delta.
Beyond Meat, yeah, just registered new Beyond Milk. Okay, we broke it, guys. We broke that 530. We're at 545 right now. So still looking really strong. 542 off 480 now. Solid move on this thing. All right. I'm looking for a $1 move potentially on this for $1,000 gain. All penny stocks I buy 1,000 shares of as I'm day trading, because I've done this so long that, you know, I'm going to be able to be really safe with it in regards to my stops, but it still keeps getting the volume. You look at the volume down here on this low floater, and it just keeps moving. So Peter for Starbucks, I'll check it out in just 1 second, man. I want to see if this breaks this 545 real quick, that in case I got to trim some more out, and then I'll check that out for you. Okay. Right at it right now. Looking for this break. Looks like it got initial rejection. Gonna go and try and push again. All right. Taken out over here 25%. 540. Missed a few pennies. Not really too worried about it. Holding 25%. Gonna let the rest run. This is gonna be at 514. No, I'm not gonna let it get that low. I'm gonna put my stop at 525 or 520 to give it room. All right, 520 down here seems more reasonable. I'm not gonna let it go all the way to 513. I still think this can have more room. It's had too much volume. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set my stop there, and however high this goes on the day it goes. I'll jump over to Starbucks for you. Did he call this? Looks good. Right off the baseline. So look at the daily on this. We're right off of trendline support. It doesn't have a daily MACD cross, but it does on the hourly. It looks like if he would have got you in yesterday, it would have been a really ideal entry. Mag's breaking out right now, guys. 552, 554, 555, 558, 560. I almost want to cut my position right here. but I'm gonna keep that 25%. 561, 562. Taking 10% at 562, leaving me with 15% left on this. Only $150 left in this trade from 1,000. So keeping that one out right there. Just took mine out. Moving my stop to 526. Still going to give it room. Still has room to go. So 15% so far. It's all free. The Starbucks on the 30-minute looks really good. On the 1 hour and daily looks even better. This looks like it can push all the way back to 126. So let me check out which call he's actually talking about here, because it does look fire. Romeo, he cut for 125 on the 13th. Let's see. Silver should be up with the average down. Starbucks 917, 125, 120 debit spread. Okay, so I like that a lot. 120 is just right here. Can get to that easy. It could also get to 125 easily. I see exactly what he's looking at. I think that's a really solid play. It looks like, let's see, especially for September. Okay, debit spread. So if you guys don't know how these work, he got his debit spread for $95. You should probably already be up on that if you got it on 8/11. Let me see, 8/11. Yeah, he got you in right where you needed to be, right at the trend line. So this one looks solid. I would not sell this one yet. This one looks like it can go all the way to 123 to 125. And what a debit spread does.
Expedia, seeing some pull activity now in nickel X-ray pop at nickel. October 150 full sweep in Expedia.
Expedia got sweeps just now. A debit spread, you want it to stay in between those two, okay? Because you're buying a call to hit in the money, and you're also selling a call out of the money. So you don't want it necessarily to tank or fly. The most profit you're going to make on it is if it kind of, does a little bit of both. It doesn't go all the way up to the one you sold, but it goes to the one that's closer to the money. So he got a debit spread on this. It has ways to do it to where you can go to non-standard. You can go to the type of plays it is. Max is still going, by the way, guys. Sorry about that. Let me check this again real quick. 565. So we just broke another level. Max is definitely going. Hopefully some of you guys grab that. $478 Moreno, good job, man. I'm just rolling with Moreno on this one. Hit my scanner just the same. You guys see it down here. His retracement had him at 478. I showed you guys the support right here at 480. So I got you within 2 cents of it. Just hit 565. So should be good to go. Yeah, our support was at 480. Still looks okay if it can hold. A little bit of bearish indicators coming in on it now. 541. To be honest with you guys, that might have been the last push. I would probably cut your entire position and just maybe wait for this thing to rebalance. Maybe it comes back to 515 range. So far, you're getting MACD cross to the downside, selling volume. This looks like it can come all the way back to its old support. I think that was the push for that. So we can definitely, it could go higher. Like I said, my final stop's going to be at 514, just in case this does push higher. So, you know, these high volume, low floaters on the day, this thing could double from here even. I mean, you never know how high these go sometimes. ATVI looks really good off that low, or we're ripping right now. We got one more to break at 83.73, which it looks like it's about to break right now. You look at this right here, our support was 83.05. You can see pre-market, it was 84 plus. If we can get ahead and break this level, if we especially break 84.51, we're going to gap all the way to 76.87. Let's see here. Let's go to Clean Spark real quick. Nice move off this 1335 all the way to 14. Looks like we're settling right here around the, let's see here, main support. It's going to be 1363. 1398 was the high. Looks like we're still consolidating. This is likely going to get a MACD cross going into close for power hour. I say that this thing hits maybe all the way to 1477. So those $15 calls might do really well. I'm going to YOLO some through earnings. I think they beat earnings. All right, double checking to make sure anyone has any questions up there in the chat. If you do have a question on the chat, just ask. I'll pull the chart up for you right now. Roblox off 79.14 all the way back towards almost $80. Hopefully this keeps trending into the end of the day as well. Visalink looks like I stopped out at this 212 range where the support was. So here's 209 to 212 and 205 would be the very first move on it. So all the way back to basically its original break off that news. So this is going to be 205, come straight across on that, and you can see this is the bounce, the push, came down, bounced off this level. If it double bottoms right here at 205 range, this can bounce off this area and turn as well. So Microsoft, nice move on the day after the dip. These are the plays that you really crush on. Okay, up and open, dipped all the way to 290, already back to 293 just for a really short play. But off that dip, let's say 393. Look at the 392.5, $48 to $315, or this morning from $100 all the way to $230. So 120% gain on the day just for that one. All right. All right. So the next one I want to share with you guys, let's see. CLSK. All right, yeah, no problem, man. So check it out. We grabbed CLSK YOLO, and we're going for a $15 YOLO. All right, you look at the daily chart on this. We're extremely consolidated down here at the bottom. If you look at Bitcoin, all right, because this is a Bitcoin miner, one of the best out there. Bitcoin is already, look at the daily chart on it. All right, here's where we bottomed out. It's already made its move. CleanSpark has not made its move, made a very small move with it. So I think a $15 call, if you go back just to this last level, this is at 20. So if we have good earnings in this blast, this is going in the money easy. So I'm looking for, just so I don't get theta crushed, I'm gonna go for a $60. They were like $45.50 at the time. $15 call. I don't think it's going to 17. The IV is high. This is going to come down tomorrow. If I were to get anything other than that, I'm looking for the September 17th, which is going to be here. And I would try potentially the 17.5 for 80 to 85 if you do get a big move. You can see what this was in the past as well. This one had a ton of volume on that last move. So let me show you the options history. Just hit $68. Its bottom was $68 here. Sometimes you can almost trade straight off the chart right here. This is 70. This is 65. That last pop was 176.
After the close,
All right, here's a Lightning E-Motors. This has earnings today. This one's also pushing 890 to 788 or 988 today. Looks like it just broke a long-term flag and wedge. You can see this right here. The wedge just broke on it. So we can come straight across. We can go to its support level right here. You can see the consolidation right here, the turn and the break. So I can see this pushing all the way to 1047, possibly higher than that. LEV, now if you look at this thing is way down. Also, same thing, had good earnings today. You can look at the news on it. Uh, 22 to 20 from Raymond James. The first article I seen on this was it's saying I can't record on here, so that's fine. I'm gonna delete a few things and then jump on live stream with the YouTube. It just cut my space out on this, so I'll see you guys in the Discord in just a minute.